and Harvey on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Fred, hello.
Hello, Guy from Machine. How are you?
Fred, hello.
I know, Guy from Machine. It's nice to talk to you.
Fred, goodbye.
Okay,
Goodbye,
bye.
Fred.
Goodbye.
Fred, goodbye.
Goodbye. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. 617-779-0985 if I haven't already said that. A wonderful day today here on the show. So much to talk about. Very exciting stuff. And yesterday, Dan Roach was in. Hardy's back. He was picking up his daughter from UMass Amherst.
That's right. It was fine when I left. Started raining on the way out there. Realized that everything was going to be uncovered in the back of the truck. And hopefully she was packed up accordingly. I had plenty of packing materials to keep things covered and stuff. So what I did, Fred, after informing her the night before what time I would be there, I called her anyway. I said, okay, 20 minutes away. And she said, well, Life 360 says you're an hour away. I said, well, A, why are you tracking me? We have this plan.
Trust a guy on the phone.
Yeah. Believe me when I tell you I am 20 minutes away. Okay. Well, let me know when you're here. I said, okay. I just did. 20 minutes. But
Be
fine.
ready.
All right.
Yeah.
So I pull up and I had asked Beaton, what it's like, moving out. And he told me it's going to be a bit of a show. And I said, okay, I can figure it out. And I pull up to her door. There's only like a dozen spots to park in front of her dorm. And you just have to wait, your turn. Mm-hmm. So I wait a few minutes and I get a spot and they say, okay, you got 20 minutes. And they fill out a little piece of paper with time on it and say, here it is. You got 20 minutes starting from now. I said, okay. So I text her. All right, I'm here. Send me a picture of where you are. I'm like, look out your window. I can see your window. Here I am. There's 12 parking spaces. Yeah. Just look out the window. You'll see me. I send her a picture anyway. I walk up. Someone's walking out of the lobby. I grab the door. I walk into the lobby, but I can't go upstairs. Good. All right, fine. All right, I'm in the lobby. She says, text back to me in a minute or two. All right, I'm just leaving Hamp. I said, huh? I said, what, the hamper? Are you in the laundry room? What? No, that's the dining hall that is relatively close to the dorm that she lives in. Like, what are you doing in the dining hall? So by the time she made it back over there, 10 minutes had elapsed of our 20-minute loadout time. All right, let's go. All right, I have to get a cart. And I haven't seen her in a while.
Did you explain to her the urgency of the situation?
I said, we have 20 minutes. We have 20 minutes. Get up to her room. She was, for the most part, packed. And I will give her this. The only thing I wasn't thrilled with was all of her hoodies, which she's got, 15 hoodies, because that's all they wear. Mm-hmm. And I say all of them. Every single kid on that campus, all they wear is a hoodie. For that packing, she had placed a large garbage bag over all of them and kind of like tucked it into the hangers. They were still hanging in the closet. She hangs her hoodies. Like, all right. So I pack up one cart full of stuff, take it down, come back up. She's standing there talking with her friends. I'm like, we gotta go. We gotta go. Pack up another load, get it down there. Now, like 30 minutes has elapsed, and I've got everything packed up. I said, okay. She goes, all right, I just have to turn in my, card and all this stuff. And I'm sitting in the truck for like 10 more minutes. And I text her again. It was like, it's like waiting at the airport, waiting for the state trooper to walk by. You're there to pick somebody up at passenger arrivals, and you're just hoping they don't come over to you. And I said, we got to go. So we took 47 minutes of the allotted 20 to move out because, well, she had to finish that waffle, She had to go get the waffle, apparently, when I told her I would be there in 20 minutes.
She didn't leave to go eat until after the phone call.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
She went to go have breakfast after I called her and told her I was 20 minutes away. That's when she left. That's when she left
Oh, my God.
to go eat.
Did you have a discussion about how
No,
time works?
no,
No?
no.
Okay.
No, because just two of us in the car driving back, and I don't want it to be bad.
That's true, because you had another hour and a half to go, so you didn't want that to be uncomfortable.
Hour and
I
a half,
understand.
please.
2 hours, whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
That's my point.
But it was fine. It was good. Good to have her home for now. Got all this stuff unloaded and all that stuff, and it won't. I'll give her until 11 o'clock this morning before I start bugging her about, all right, so you got that job lined up? You're all set? I didn't bug her about it last night. Mm-hmm. I'll give her until I get home today, and she's still in bed before we start talking about her plans for the summer, which on the way home, all it entailed was meeting up with her friends that she was tearfully giving goodbyes to, that she's going to see Wednesday of next week. What are we doing? What's with the
What are we doing?
What's with the sentiment?
plan?
But honestly, what's with the emotion of saying goodbye to these people that you're literally going to see in 7 days?
It will never be the same, the living conditions.
It's true. She said she would miss that smell, and it's a horrific smell. It's not a good
everyone
smell.
on the same cycle.
Yeah.
That's the smell of purity. It's the smell of every woman in the same thing.
Yeah.
That smell, Hardy. Oh, that smell. It's the smell of the empathy that comes from holding life. That smell you hate so much is the smell of life. Well, you weren't here yesterday, and Dan Roach was. And Dan Roach called me about 3:45, and he said, where are you standing? Because he was at my son's baseball game in Groton. And I said, I'm not standing anywhere there, Danny. I've been in the car. It took me an hour and 40 minutes to get to Groton yesterday. And it's interesting because Hardy saw the accident.
I did.
Coming back from Amherst that caused 95 essentially to be shut down going north.
It happened feet away from us in the northbound lane as we were going south, and saw that woman hit that concrete barrier, and she appeared to be okay. But we talked about it, and Katie said, these poor people behind her. I said, it's not these immediate people behind her. They'll go around. She's only blocking one lane right now. Wait till all the responders show up and take up a couple more lanes. I said, it's the people getting on the highway in the next 5-10 minutes that are going to have their days ruined.
Yeah. And that's what happened to me.
Yeah, you were one of those people.
Yeah, I just kept getting moved down Route 9, and then I got put on 95 just at a later, one later exit, but it was diverting everyone the same way. Yeah. So I was stuck on those surface streets, and then I got on 95, just an exit north, and then I sat on there forever. And then they have me get off wherever Lowell, whatever goes to Lowell is.
The connector. Oh yeah.
And then it had me take that, and then that was all jammed up, and then it had me. Just the whole thing was terrible. And so I got to the game. I got to the game just in time because I got to the game. Because they're using pitchers differently because they're in this consolation bracket, so they're using the pitchers differently.
They're using openers.
Well, yeah, if you call it 4 innings, but he doesn't want to overpitch kids, so he pitched one kid 4 innings, and then Milo came in the last 3 innings, and then Milo's going to start on Saturday. Milo didn't throw a ton of pitches, but he's going to start on Saturday. But I sat there with Dan, and Dan is the belle of the ball. Dan just stands there and takes things in. He was standing kind of behind the backstop. He was just taking it in. He was, and then people would come up and they would pay their respects to Danny Boy.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. And
does he still pull the octogenarians, or is it just guys?
There was one woman there that was basically like a grandmother.
Yeah.
and she, I don't think she knew who Dan was. Maybe she did, but whatever. She's been at all the games, and it was the first time she's ever approached anyone that I saw, and it was Dan. Now, she played it cool. I don't know if she said, "Hey, you're Dan Roach," but she seemed to want to talk to him. And then I would try to interject myself in the conversation, and she was not overly interested in me. I got that vibe right away. Like, Dan's got that silver fox thing happening. But Dan's a little bit different. I've told you this before. Dan's a little bit different off the air. A little more biting. Like, he's a little more like a normal guy off the air. He's not as, hey, guys. He's not like that in real life. It's pretty interesting. I told you, I saw him one time when his daughter was in high school. He was at the ALS game, like the game at Fenway that the Pete Frates Foundation, in honor of the Pete Frates Foundation, that BC plays at Fenway one game. And Mile was the bat boy for BC in that game, this is years ago. And his daughter was playing for her high school team, and it was on, like, they were like showing it, and he had an iPad and he couldn't get it, and he was swearing the day away. He was super pissed off that he couldn't get it. He was very angry. So I've heard Dan kayfabe. I've heard him.
Have you ever had it directed at you?
I don't recall, and I think I would, but I know he was like swearing and pissed that he couldn't get it, and he'll deny it, but it's true.
Well, my greatest run-in with Dan was when we were at the media day for the U.S. Open, and we're playing the country club open routing, and knowing full well what I was doing, I said, "Hey, Dan, I know we started like on 15, but on holes 1 through 9, you're like 3 over par. Like, you're having a great round." Hardy, shut up. I said, "No, look, Dan," and I'm showing him the card. I'm like, par, bogey, another par, bogey. Hardy, shut the F up. I'm saying, no. I mean, it doesn't really count if we're not playing for anything. And just enough to where I got him mad, and he ended up shooting like
80.
80? How about 93?
Oh.
He went like 55-39 on the 2 9s, and he was so unhappy with me that months later, when my wife met him for the first time, she texted me. She goes, "Oh, Dan Roach is at this event I'm at." I said, "Go up and say hi. Tell him that you're married to me, whatever." And so she goes, "Hi, Dan. My name is Marcy. I'm married to Hardy." And he turned around from whoever he was talking to. He goes, "He effed me. He effed me on the golf course. He effed me." "Hi, how you doing, Dan Roach? Nice to meet you."
So the thing is, you got in his head?
Yes.
So he shot it on the U.S. Open course, like designed for the U.S. Open. He shot in the 90s?
Yeah. I mean, we're playing from way forward.
Oh, okay.
And it was...
Oh, no, you don't play from the tips back there. They keep those tee boxes pristine.
And it was probably 5 weeks before the Open, so the rough, you could still hit out of the rough.
Right.
I think I shot maybe 88 that day or something. I was pleased because it was tough.
So Dan's good at golf?
For those 9 holes he was great. And I made sure to tell him.
It just ruined his day.
How is that possible? How is it possible that he's good at golf?
Why is that so hard to believe?
Well, I don't think he plays a lot, and he's not doesn't appear to be a great athlete. I mean, it would be one or the other, right?
Fairways and greens. He was keeping it in play.
Yeah, but how? He doesn't play, I don't think. He doesn't belong to a club. I don't think he plays very often.
Made some putts.
Yeah, that's just so weird. That it just shows you golf is no measure of anything.
Oh.
He showed me this thing yesterday.
What a thing to say on the opening round of the PGA Championship, Fred.
Oh, that's right.
Save that commentary for an off-major week.
When does it start?
Like
soon.
7 something.
And now, how are you going to watch it this morning?
I just have it on. It's all right. I'll be fine.
What's it on? Does it have weird rules like the Masters where you can't watch it on TV?
No, it's on ESPN, I believe.
They just cook it on right at 7?
6:45. Alex Fitzpatrick, Ben Griffin, and Braden Shattuck will be teeing off.
You know, when Ben Griffin takes his shirt off and pants off, it's okay for TV because you can't see his junk.
That's right. You can't see him. Just a little ass crack.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dan Roach is a man of his word. He came out and he hung out, and you can't ask a man more than that. He somehow, the ride from Andover didn't take an hour and 40 minutes, which is what it takes for me. There's a time where you start losing your mind a little bit. 35 miles, an hour and 40 minutes.
God.
You know, and I wasn't driving through neighborhoods. Like, it wasn't 25 mile an hour speed limits.
And it's far enough away to where there's not many other ways to get there.
It took me in a way I'd never been. It's taken me a bunch of ways all the times that I've been out there. It's taken me all over the place. But my son does that twice a day. Goes there and comes back.
Oof.
I don't know how he deals with it. It's just insane. But
does he know some secret back way at this point?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's got the whole thing.
He's got it all dialed in and wired in.
Yeah, his car's in perfect shape. He's never bumping it around or like not being able to open the door because he did something to it. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, he's a real local yokel. He's got everything going for him.
He's a bit of a grease monkey. He's always out there wrenching on it.
Yeah.
And he's not driving it.
We call him Magellan because he's always coming up with new ways to get places. No, John, he doesn't. No, I'd imagine he talks to his girlfriend and loosely looks at a map while he bumps into things.
Follows the blue line regardless of what logic or common sense would tell you to do.
No, I think he gets on the phone with his girlfriend and just starts ramming into stuff is what apparently happens. But then he feels so bad that I'm like, all right, like, you know, use this as a lesson that, you know, it could be a lot worse. You can't be distracted. Because you go, oh, my God. And I'm like, okay. Because then I feel it's my responsibility to calm him down a little bit. And I'm like, look, things like this happen. It's cool. We'll deal with it. Just, you don't want to get hurt or hurt someone else. Like, you drive so much. Just statistically, the amount of time you're in a car.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get in an accident, like, and you gotta keep your wits about you. You gotta concentrate, especially if you're driving on freeways all the time. These crazy ass roads.
It's the stop and go traffic on the freeways.
Yes. And then but like, I mean, what am I gonna? But he's had his license for like a little over a year. I mean, yeah, like probably every 5 months he like bumps that thing into something, and it's just but. He's a new driver, and he drives 17 hours a day. I mean, just right? Like the math. Like something's going to happen. Yeah. All right. We'll be back in just a moment with what happened last night.
Did you catch a game last night?
What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, what's going on, for Christ's sakes?
I'm going to tell you. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, get to it already. Enough of the suspense.
Red Sox and the Phillies in the midst of a 3-game set. Sox dropping the first game on Tuesday 2-1. Yesterday, they would go at it again, and oh boy, fireworks.
There's a high drive, left center field, back toward the wall, rising up, and gone.
Kiss it goodbye. Make it a 4-bagger. Wave to the crowd. Have your peanuts and popcorn.
Up and gone. Number story, number 3.
Number 3. That is what we call the combination of diarrhea and pee-pee.
That's only 2.
No. But it's
one and 2.
Number 2.
John, can you catch him up?
I'll do my best, yeah.
When I'm riffing, I mean, come on.
I got you.
Scoreboard.
When I'm saying gems like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't ask too many questions.
Yeah.
That's my fault for not picking up on that. So there you go.
It really is. It was so clever of me.
Trevor Story with the second inning home run would put the Sox on top 1-0. Ceddanne Rafaela adding to the lead.
High drive, left field. That's up there. And it's gone.
Oh, no. Someone smoked DMT and went on a trip? Hi.
Off the bench, Ceddanne. And the Red Sox take the lead. A 2-run shot for Rafaela.
There you go.
Take him off the bench like pulling a pickup truck to the Home Depot. Come on in.
3-1 at that point. But what happened with Connor Wong yesterday?
Up by Sosa. A stumble there by Wong. Coming on Whitlock. He'll make the play. And that's going to be out number 3. Wong tangled up with Sosa. Connor Wong is still down.
Okay.
And slow to get on those knees as the inning came to an end.
Oh, come on, honey. It's my birthday. Can you get on your knees, please? Dunkity-doo, Homeroo.
That's one of your better ones.
The audience is saying, why'd you start doing that again?
The great thing about watching a bad baseball team is that weird stuff tends to happen.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened.
Well, it was a foul pop-up. The catcher, Connor Wong, turns around, throws his mask off to locate it, and starts backing up towards the infield. The problem is the batter is still in the batter's box. Wong, somehow not knowing where he is, backed up and tripped over the batter, who wasn't going out of his way to trip him up.
Right.
Wong just had no spatial awareness and hurt his ankle. And so the pitcher, Garrett Whitlock, had seen this happen, had to come running in, dive, and catch the foul pop for the out. Wong could not continue, had to come out of the game. That was only the second weirdest thing that happened to the Red Sox that night. The first weirdest thing was that Wilyer Abreu swung and missed at a pitch and still got hit on his back shoulder.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen that. Usually it's front shoulder, you're not sure.
Yeah.
This pitch came in, and you would think he could pick up a breaking ball. Apparently, he thought it was a fastball, and then the ball took a left turn, so he swung. He's a left-handed hitter, and it hit him on the left bicep. But because it was
That
a
must have been
swing,
nasty.
But because it was a swing, he had to stay in the game and stay in the at-bat, and then he singled the left on his next pitch. Just bizarre stuff. I mean, if you look at it, you won't believe it. There are videos out there to see it. It's just that strange. But the weirdest thing...
I was in traffic.
Yeah, then there was another weird thing that happened in the ninth. Very, very strange thing that happened in the ninth during the Phillies' last at-bat. I don't know, are we going there or not?
What, with Chapman?
Yeah, so Aroldis Chapman walked 2 guys. So you have runners on first and second and 2 outs.
Do you want it, John?
Go ahead.
You can have it if you want.
All right, go ahead.
All right. I think this is what you're asking for here.
And a big lefty gets the strikeout. Ran it up there at 99.
I take it that's not it.
No, but it's right before.
Because that's just him throwing a strike, John. That's not all that interesting.
That's right before that. Kyle Schwarber.
I don't know why you would want that.
It was 99's pretty fast. Go ahead.
Kyle Schwarber's on second base. First and second, 2 outs, and Schwarber steals third. It was a double steal. Schwarber, a straight steal, stole third base on Wong's replacement, Carlos Narvaez.
Oh, wow.
A lot of strange stuff happening in this game.
He might be the slow. Was it catcher indifference? Or did he throw down?
No. He threw down. Caleb Durbin, who was the third baseman, was so shocked that it happened.
He wasn't even covering, John.
He wasn't even covering third base.
Well, Durbin's not in there for his glove. Durbin's in there for his bat.
So Durbin caught the ball while running in towards third base. That's how surprised everyone was.
Well, Schwarber, no joke, might be this. I mean, there's at least a chance he's the slowest player.
Yes.
A positional player.
Correct.
In the Major League.
Correct. But Don Mattingly called a double steal with 2 outs, and Schwarber stole third.
Listen, they're trying to get the season on track.
Amazing. So that's the great thing about watching this baseball team. You never are really quite sure what you're going to see next.
But I will tell you this, John. If you have Gray, Whitlock, and Chapman pitching a game, chances are you're winning. So
they all pitched really, really well.
So you do.
Gray especially was really good.
Yes, he's a professional pitcher. Everyone didn't want him. Sip water.
That's true.
The skipper agrees with you, Fred.
Yeah, it's 92 usually, but he can sink it in, he can cut it away, he's got the sweeper, he's got weapons, and he can put them where he wants. So when you kind of just watch him navigate, a lot like Ranger, that they know when to go in to keep a guy off balance, they know when to soften it up away, they know when to elevate. It's fun to watch.
Yes, he doesn't throw 99, so he's incapable of pitching. It's ridiculous. But anyway, it does. Look, Gray's not going to be an all-star. Gray's not going to challenge for a Cy Young. But Gray, well, Jesus, on this team, Gray might be an all-star. If you need to take one guy, maybe he will. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But I don't know, not people at this station and not just fans. I just don't understand why any writer would have been like, oh, what are you doing? Train for Sonny Gray. Like, he's going to be a professional pitcher for you. That's all. He's gonna be one of the top 3 in your rotation, and he's going to be a professional pitcher. He could do worse. So there you go. There's Sonny Gray that no one apparently wanted. But he was an opening day starter last year. He doesn't rely on stuff, so he's most likely going to be fairly consistent. And there you go.
One other thing about the offense, the starting pitcher for Philadelphia, Andrew Painter, had an ERA of close to 7 coming into the game, had given up 8 runs in under 4 innings in his last start. Red Sox managed 1 run off him in 5 innings.
Yeah, they can't hit.
They can't hit at all.
No, that's not a professional lineup. And by the way, did you hear the thing with Felger? Felger did everyone a really big favor just across the state, anyone who's in sports media, because he said he got a text that the Red Sox were interested in Mike Trout and that it was Duran and Bayo that they would be exchanging for Mike Trout.
Right.
And now people are starting to convince themselves that they want that to happen. And Carabas was on with Maz, I believe, and was saying that while he doesn't think it will be Trout or it should be Trout. And look, I know for baseball reasons it's probably not Trout that you want. But my point, Hardy, was, the older I get, maybe just it's okay if you have Mike Trout here and it's something to look at for a while. This team is like, can you make this season like a little enjoyable? He's certainly not making you worse, I would think. And but Carabas said that, but not Mike Trout, but they will look to make a big move to reinvigorate the fan base here, and keep your eye on Fernando Tatis.
Okay,
but then what do you give up for Tatis? And
maybe they're going to try and sell him on the same package.
I don't know what the Padres situation is. They're good.
Yeah, and the way it broke down with Bayo and Duran is that I guess they've got a guy kind of like Bayo right now that they could move and he could.
Well, they're redundant
in that spot. Yeah, so he could. It would make sense for Anaheim to do the Trout deal.
But, who knows if Trout wants to come here? I doubt he would. But
that's the thing. I heard Milliken talking about this as his days are numbered around here.
He's out the door.
That would he even waive his no trade? Apparently, there have been other opportunities for him to leave, and he's got a really strict no trade, and he doesn't want to. I mean, for Trout, he got the bag. He got to that team.
Yeah, he got that bag.
Hadn't done anything. Seems to be perfectly happy where he is, making money, not winning very much. Good. I'll just stay here. Why do I have to go someplace where I'm going to be scrutinized?
Yeah, I'm looking. San Diego's in first place.
Yeah, they're really good.
And Tatis, by the way, I looked up his contract. 14 years, $340 million. He's still got 8 years left on it.
And he's not, great.
No.
And he plays right field for them most of the time.
Yeah, you're not moving Abreu from where he is. So I don't know.
Well, I guess he would play left, or he could play second base for you.
Tatis would have to play left, yes.
Or he could play second base for you. He's done that, too. But first of all, do the Padres need pitching? I don't know enough about the Padres. I've seen them play 3 times this year. I saw the Cardinals be up 2-0 in the 9th with 2 outs and 2 strikes on Castellanos, and Castellanos hit a 2-run home run. to tie that game, which was eventually won in the 10th by the Padres.
Oh.
Even though it's regular season, that's the kind of game you don't like.
Yeah.
If you're a Cardinals fan, you don't like that.
There was also some belief out there, and I think it was attributed to the Red Sox front office, but this sounds entirely made up, that the Red Sox are enamored with the idea of Trout because he could help fill the leadership void left by Bregman. Like, Mike Trout?
See, I had that same point yesterday. I've never heard him being that great leader in the clubhouse. I mean, the collection of talent here is not going to be significantly raised up and spurred on to greatness just because you have Mike Trout. That means nothing to me.
Yeah, but the idea that Trout's somehow not a leader, I don't think is fair either. The best anyone could say is they don't know around here, because Trout, just the very idea that he's been loyal to Anaheim speaks, I think, of at least character. Like at any point, I don't know, when he was one of the best players in baseball history, that he could have gone and demanded a bunch of stuff, but he stayed there. And now, because we're Boston, we just attribute that to laziness and not caring, which is pretty funny. Because if he wanted out of there, we'd all say he's a diva. So there's nothing.
Yeah,
so he can't win either way. Like there's like, well, we don't know if he's a leader. He's just sitting there in Anaheim. But if he wanted out of Anaheim, we would all go, "Oh, he's a diva."
Yeah, that's right.
Right, exactly.
That's a problem.
So there's literally nothing.
Absolutely right.
There's nothing you could do except for read. I highly doubt The Athletic has an Angels beat writer, because they don't have a Cardinals beat writer anymore. So good luck finding a Padres beat writer, because the only thing I can find that a beat writer for the Cardinals, I'm not paying for this Post-Dispatch, is like some loser fan crap. So if you can find one, ask a Padres beat writer, because apparently that's the only guy that could tell you. All I know is I'm going to err on the side of Trout's a pretty good guy and a pretty good presence in the clubhouse, considering he was one of the best players in baseball history, according to WAR and statistically and all this.
First
he got
10
hurt
years
a
of
lot.
his career,
And that's a long time. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's 34. He gets hurt a lot. He's not nearly as good as he used to be. He wants to play center field. He's probably not a very good center fielder anymore. All these things. But the notion that somehow he's like not a leader, he might not be, but the signals more point to he probably is than he's not. So he's certainly not a clubhouse cancer.
That's true.
There's other guys on that team. Was it Rendon? Who's the guy that gave all the money?
Rendon. Anthony Rendon.
Yeah, Rendon just got his contract and was horrible. And dicked around over there, and he
said he hated baseball.
He was terrible.
Yeah.
Trout's not that guy. Trout existed in that clubhouse, so I mean, whatever. I just think it's funny that we err on the side of that he's not a clubhouse guy, because like he just stuck around. So there's nothing he could have done.
My point is, and I understand it's a little off topic, but my point is he's not a bad guy, but he's not a leader. That's all.
But Bregman isn't like pounding his chest and stuff. Bregman's whole thing was that he was. You wouldn't have known Bregman was a leader unless people told you he was. Bregman wasn't Kevin Millar, dancing around and like getting everyone fired up. I don't know. Whatever. He might not be. I'm just saying that it's very Boston of us to just assume he's not, because he stayed in Anaheim, which the other option would be to leave, which also wouldn't be good. So there's really nothing he can do.
There's a fine line between loyalty and complacency.
That's right. He's complacent the way he was the best player in baseball for 10 years. All right. Yeah. Very good. Perhaps it's the organization's fault and not his. He did all he could.
You had 2 first ballot Hall of Famers on the team, and you played 1 playoff series?
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
It is pretty amazing that they've accomplished that.
And they spent a ton of money at one point, and it was all on the wrong guys.
Everyone but pitching, actually. That was part of the problem.
Well, and Rendon, which screwed them for a long time. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here's the headlines.
Ticket not punched.
Hardy.
No, the ticket's not punched.
Fred.
You got a bunch of stuff wrong when you talk. So much for this country.
Dutcher and Hardy.
I guess this country's a bunch of buffoons that don't know the rules. You idiot.
The Sports Hub.
The Who's Your Caddy Classic is returning, and foursomes for the 15th Who's Your Caddy Golf Classic will go on sale Wednesday, May 20th at 10 a.m. 985thesportshub.com/golf to register your team. The tournament will take place once again at Brookmeadow Country Club in Canton on Monday, June 8th. We're doing an 8:30 a.m. shotgun. Zoe and Beetle will be broadcasting live, and your foursome package will include your 18 holes, the cart, the gift bag, the post-round lunch. We're going to have some really nice live auction prizes this year, some silent auction prizes as well, and all the proceeds will benefit Special Olympics Massachusetts.
Oh, a new one.
Yes. So this is something we're trying for the first time this year. John, I don't even know if you know about this.
Okay.
Brand new this year, we need a fourth.
Oh.
Me, you, Fred.
Okay.
We'll play together. We need a fourth.
I'm in.
No.
Yeah, you bid. Yeah,
You bid.
you'll be outbid. You'll be outbid.
I'll be outbid after the first bid. Yeah.
Well, no, there's a minimum. I would imagine.
Okay.
I won't hit that. Okay, well, carry on.
Same for Felger, Maz, and Big Jim. They need a fourth.
Okay.
So you'll be able to go online, and instead of registering your foursome, you'll be able to bid on if you want to join us and play golf with us that day, or if you want to join Felger, Maz, and Big Jim, you can bid and be the fourth, either for the morning show or for the afternoon. And again, all the proceeds benefiting Special Olympics Massachusetts. I believe one of their athletes is going to be with us that day, and I've done this before where you challenge them on a par 3. And, I mean, there's some amazing athletes with Special Olympics, and so that's going to be cool. By the way, thank you to our friends at Catches Law, the Boston Bruins Foundation, the Patriots, Celtics, Red Sox, FootJoy, Yale Appliance, Pinned Golf, and Golfers Warehouse. So everybody coming on board for the 15th Who's Your Caddy goes on sale a week from yesterday, Wednesday, May 20th at 10 a.m., 985thesportshub.com/golf.
All right, sounds good. We get to miss work that day, which is always fun. Robert, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to add to the Mike Trout leadership conversation by saying what I think you were talking about, the gist that Fred was trying to articulate, was that there are leaders that lead by their skill set and their strategies, and those are like, what's his name, Braveheart, and the horse, and the whole, that's how they lead. But there are other people who lead by just the gravitas of their background and their bona fides. And I think when you talk about Trout as a leader, I think people are talking about that. I think about Garrett Crochet, who was probably a leader in much the same way. I don't know if he's a rah-rah kind of leader or a strategy leader, but he brings leadership simply by his background. And I think that's what they talk about when they talk about leadership with regards to Mike Trout.
Yeah, it's just interesting to me that as Bostonians, which I suppose I now am after 20 years, fine, my children are.
That's fair.
They don't know anything else but here.
Yeah.
We err on the side of he's not. And then I gave you the two examples. For all we know, I would say 99.99% of the people weighing in on this is that we just sat around Anaheim all that time. Well, it's like, okay, well, the other option was to, when he was one of the best baseball players of all time, to demand a trade or to one out, and that would have made him a diva. So for us who don't follow the Angels and, read all the beat writers and everything, or the beat writer, I would imagine, I mean, there's no way he could be a leader because there was no option for that. Like, he stays, he's not. He leaves, he's not. So he's just not. You could say, I don't know, but I would think staying, if you were guessing, would make him a humble, good guy, which at least with young players who obviously grew up idolizing him, it would not be bad. Let's just put it that way. Now, can he play anymore? I mean, he's okay. But
what about William Wallace from Braveheart and the horses? How does that factor into your calculus?
I just think anyone who works with horses has got some leadership especially anyone who puts him out to stud and figures that whole thing out. You know, anyone who's selling their seed.
You ever seen that sleeve that they use?
Yeah. Oh, I
that
believe
thing's
me.
all right.
Believe me, I've done deep dives.
Let's all love this horse.
That's right, Crash.
Yeah.
One more game to get to last night as the home team has taken each game of the series between the Cavaliers and Pistons. As a matter of fact, the Cavaliers have not won on the road in this postseason leading into last night, and it looked like it was going that way again.
Bruce by himself gets a screen from Azar. Launches a three, and it's through.
So cool.
Cold-blooded triple.
Cade Cunningham and the Pistons with a 9-point lead with about 3 minutes to go. Cleveland would go on a 9-0 run to finish the game in regulation and then in overtime.
Strus into Mitchell. Buzzer sounds. Cavaliers win. Cavs win Game 5 here in Detroit. And the Cavaliers are heading back to Cleveland with a 3-2 lead in this series.
Whoops.
You are absolutely right, Fred. I watched some of this game. It's Cade Cunningham and a bunch of other guys. Mm-hmm. Cade Cunningham was incredibly good last night and got zero help.
Yeah, well, I got news for you. If you're the Pistons and you see Donovan Mitchell's really struggled last night and Cade went off and you still lost, whoops-a-daisies. Perhaps you're not winning this series.
Yeah, and perhaps kind of like San Antonio last year, not quite ready. You know, and whether it's players or whether it's just, say what you will about guys like James Harden, but they've been there, and they're when it comes down to crunch time, you need to go on a 9-0 run to finish regulation to force overtime. Teams that have been there and have some veterans on and some experience are better equipped to do that.
What they need is a secondary scorer.
Yeah,
and they've known that all year. They didn't really do anything at the deadline. I think Hardy, they figured they weren't going to win a championship this year, and maybe they didn't want to give up all their assets at the trade deadline. Maybe they wanted to wait till the offseason. But there's no. They know what they need. They need another guy to score. They don't need another defender. They don't need another big guy. They need another guy to score. It doesn't matter how they do it either. They need a shooter. They need a shooter. It doesn't matter. They need another guy that can put the ball in the basket. That's it. A second to Cade Cunningham. They need another star. It's not Duran. It's not Duran. It's not Robinson. It's not Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris has been fine, but it's just they need another star scorer, and they're going to have to go out and get him.
Okay, Cade Cunningham played 48 minutes last night.
Yeah.
48 minutes, and the game went to overtime, so he sat for a little bit. But
he sat for a little bit, and they
48
played a
minutes,
kid.
39 points, 13 of 27 from the field, which is really good by NBA standards these days. I think he was 6 of 10 from 3. There's nothing more he could have done.
No, and they
lost.
They played a kid named Marcus Sasser last night for 16 minutes, and they played him early in the game, and I haven't really seen that kid play this year. So they're trying everything.
Yeah.
And, it worked until it didn't. And, you asked me after the last loss, and I said 51% Pistons.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying 70% Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Because if Cade Cunningham plays like that, and Mitchell doesn't play well, and they still lose, then I don't know what they can do.
I felt bad for him. Cleveland was making a run, and Cunningham was doing all he could to stop it by scoring at the other end. I felt really bad for him.
Yeah,
because there really wasn't anything else he could have done to win that game. Tobias Harris was what, 6 of 17?
By the way, Cleveland turned the ball over 16 times in that game too.
Yeah.
Like they didn't play well.
No.
Yeah, and Detroit in the fourth quarter, you think, were they coughing the ball up? No, they have one statistic turnover in the fourth quarter last night. They just couldn't score outside of Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, they have no one else that can score. And the thing is, they knew it. They knew they didn't, and so they have to. And they have the money, and they have the picks, and they have everything. They've saved it all up. They have plenty of cap space. They can go out and get someone.
Well, here's a name for you. Why not go get Giannis?
They can.
If Detroit needs that extra guy, he would be perfect. They have the picks. I don't know how you would make it work money-wise,
They
but
can.
that would be the guy.
They can.
Yeah.
They can. They're not in a terrible situation cap-wise. They're not paying anyone except for
Right.
Cunningham.
Right.
So we'll be back in just a moment.